Yeah, yes, Wise Buddha. It's absolutely far more Machiavellian with the houses. Although you'd kind of expect the treachery and so on to be coming from House Telvanni. There is one quest where you're trying to persuade someone to sit on the council and basically swing the vote in the council by getting the majority on side. But there's no kind of... And you can become head of the house by killing all your everyone who disagrees with you. But I would have expected a lot more backstabbing in House Telvanni than you actually get. But yeah, and Hlaalu, it seems, is very Machiavellian. I'm liking the feel of this house. It feels like a proper Dark Elf house should be. Yes, it's you I need to speak to about the Pilgrim of the Seven Graces. Okay, finish the Pilgrimage of the Seven Graces, and you're now ready for more challenging duties. Don't have any duties for you. Okay, Endrin, Lethanin, Aldrun. Okay, and... yeah. There's Athanaboros. There aren't any major crimes that you commit in the process of House Telvanni. That might actually be something to do with the game engine, I'm thinking. Simply because the instant you commit a crime, you're expelled from any house because of the way it works. But then again, he does say... Master Ion does say most of the Telvanni that other Telvanni may not know or even care that you've been expelled, so it kind of makes it a bit moot. But yeah, and Wise Buddha, who's the most powerful house at the moment? At this point in time, it is definitely House Hlaalu. They've been on the upswing since the Armistice, and this is kind of the peak. Red Year pretty much nobbles their power base, but until that point, they've been pressing for more integration with the Empire and getting richer, and basically using that to oppress all the other or to screw over all the other houses because they have the wealth to do it. Okay, we need to go to Suran. But in this
You like
house,
to walk a fine line,
at this point, Redoran is in a definite decline, from what I understand of it. Or at least that's the interpretation that I've seen. They're kind of clinging to honor, not really having much in the way of forces that you see, and almost still reeling from the consequences of the Armistice in a way, but because they were standing alone against the Empire and basically almost got squished. And
we make a special trip
then a lot of the fallout from the Armistice did for them, as far as I understand it. The Telvanni are just isolationists enough not to care. Yes, publican, exactly. Hlaalu suck up to the Empire and are screwed when the Empire leaves them. Which, yeah, it depends on who you ask, actually. Because you speak to a member of House Redoran and they say, yeah, the Empire are terrible and left us to our fate for the Red Year. But you speak to... I've forgotten his name now. The Chancellor in Oblivion. The one whose death kicked off the interregnum. Chancellor Akato, that's it. You speak with Akato, and Red Mountain spreads ashen blight. Sinners gather at the house. The time of the incarnate is at hand. And then all of a sudden he gets normal again. And we get directions to the mine. Yes, we are in Suran Athaboros. We've got about 3 jobs to do down here for the house. Yeah, Sergio, Avon, or around Egg Mine. Just go south and around those hills to the east. Okay. Then follow the hills back north from the river and you can't miss it. Yeah. This guy's a good friend. At least until we have to kill him. Yeah. And you find out he's actually a plant later. I'll tell you why when we get to it. Okay, so what am I doing? Okay. Rents and taxes from blah. Manat's farm, but let's make a mark first. Because otherwise I'm going to be continually...
Under sun and sky, Outlander, we greet you warmly.
Otherwise I'm just going to be continually taking the Salt Strider and losing myself money. It's not like I have much to worry about. I mean, this nearly 3k is just chump change. But I'm miserly in my games. Oh yes, I was in the middle of stuff about the Fourth Era and so on, and House Alalu. Publican, what was your question first of all? Did we ever find out what happened to what? Oh, Indoril. Yes, we do. The book, The Reclamations, basically says that House Indoril more or less collapses in on itself, even further than it already has, and they basically become synonymous with the temple. If you sign up to the temple, there's the phrase that you've joined Indoril in colloquial Dunmer speak. Because the house and the temple pretty much become the same thing. There's no real difference between them anymore. Whereas there kind of is at this point, I think. They suffered their biggest losses after the armistice, because a whole bunch of them committed suicide. Or a whole bunch of their house leaders anyway committed suicide. But they were still around enough to have some influence. But following the Red Year, they just kind of folded into the temple more or less completely from from the one source that we have on it. So take it with a pinch of salt. Which is also why I'm a little hesitant to say that that the Empire abandoned Morrowind, because the person that talks about that is a Redoran who didn't want the Empire around in the first place, or doesn't like the Empire even when they're there. So he's got every reason to tell you that the Empire abandoned Morrowind to muddy the Empire's mind about it all. Or muddy your opinion about the Empire, rather. And there's a section in The Elder Scrolls 4 where Akato explicitly says that he doesn't want to pull troops away from the provinces because he wants to defend the provinces. So someone is not telling the truth there. It's not really clear who, because you don't see things either way. But you definitely have a conflicting story to the Emperor abandoned the province narrative that you get.